Welcome back to Arise Entertainment 360. I guess we're twins
right.
on that one.
Right? We are. Well, there is a new groundbreaking documentary that everyone must see. It's very powerful, especially in the day of superheroes. It's making waves right here in our own communities,
in our own backyard. And here to tell us more about the campaign to highlight African-American contributions to popular superhero stories is Keesha Boyd, the Executive Director of Multicultural Consumer Services.
Well, that's a title.
Wow. At Comcast. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I'm excited about this project and everything you guys are doing. So what's the name of it again one more time, and tell us a little bit more about it.
Yes, it's called Groundbreakers, Heroes Behind the Mask. And really it's about sort of highlighting and showcasing the talented African-American contributors in this sci-fi fantasy futurism sort of space. There's lots of talent behind the scenes, and we wanted to make sure that we use this sort of lightning post of a moment to highlight them.
Yeah, particularly in the advent of Black Panther.
Exactly.
So what are some of the underlying themes, would you say, of the film?
Yeah, so, I mean, I think you hear a lot because there are several thought leaders in this film. So Dr. Sheena Howard talks about sort of the history of comics and African Americans in the comic space and sort of what they've contributed and kind of the trajectory of going from sort of blaxploitation to, you know, what we see today with Black Panther. You have amazing Afro-Latinas like Aletha Martinez, who drew Iron Man, the book Iron Man, and she talks about what it was like being a woman very early in this space and
It's still uncommon in the industry.
Still very uncommon, very uncommon. And then you have amazing showrunners like Cheo Hodari Coker, who talks about what it's like to sort of infuse Luke Cage with the spirit of Harlem and hip hop.
Yeah,
and,
Luke Cage,
you know, it's amazing, right?
Excellent stuff.
So it's great to just hear from them because they're telling these stories through sort of their lens as African Americans and you know, what they came up against. So we spend 12 minutes. It's a short film, but we unpack a lot in that 12 minutes.
Wow. Well, why was it important for Comcast to take on this journey and to bring this to so many people?
Yeah, I think, you know, it was important because we have such a powerful Xfinity on-demand platform and online platform, and it's in so many homes across the United States, and we're in front of so many people, and so the thought was, you know, how do we sort of leverage this platform to create awareness for these kinds of important stories to be told in the Black community. And so we were incredibly excited to work with our director of the film. His name is Andre Wilkins. He's an independent African-American director, and his vision, you know, kind of coming to light, and we partnered with him, and it just turned out really wonderful.
I love that. And we saw a clip of that earlier. Now, you have a lot of heavy hitters in this film. First and foremost, how did you get them? Secondly, how did you go about selecting them? It must have been a really hard process.
It was a hard process, but I would tell you what we went in thinking was, let's try to find a mix of established creators and contributors to the space, and then also folks who are sort of emerging or maybe lesser known. And so with that as kind of the impetus, it wasn't hard to start to kind of peel back the layers and see, you know, who's behind those amazing costume illustrations, you know, who's the voice behind these fantastic animations and so forth, and who's running these shows. And so little by little we created this list, and thank goodness everyone said yes on the first reach out. So
Yeah. Well, what do you hope people will take away from seeing this doc?
yeah, you know, the hope really is that, especially young people, that they will realize that, you know, there's more to the entertainment space and industry if you're a creative than just being in front of the camera. There are other jobs and other opportunities, and sometimes you don't know that unless you see it. So the point here was to sort of showcase that, you know, you can pivot, you can find a place to be connected to this space and industry if that's what you really want to do. Philip Boutte Jr. is in the film, and he talks about how he started out as a child actor and, you know, realized he wasn't getting the roles he wanted to get, and so developed this skill around illustration and went to school for illustration, and now he's illustrating for Black Panther and A Wrinkle in Time.
Speaking of Black Panther,
Right.
I have to ask you.
Yes.
Have you been to see the movie?
I have.
What did you think
Of course
of it?
I have. I went to Wakanda.
Wait, did you dress up?
I did.
Oh my
goodness. I had a little ethnic necklace.
Okay.
Enjoyed myself.
You better.
Right? Oh my gosh, the movie was fantastic. It was such a, first of all, the way that Ryan Coogler exalted Black women in this film. You just come out just on a high, and your shoulders a little more puffed up.
Oh, right now.
doing this?
I don't know that some of us need any excuse.
It was so great. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay, so now the hard question. Who is your favorite superhero of all time? All time.
It's hard because I'm a self-professed nerd. I see every Marvel film, every DC film.
You have to pick one.
I'm a nerd. Okay, I'll say Storm. Storm has an incredible backstory. Yeah, she's from Africa too.
I didn't even know that, but I like it because she got
And she inspired a lot of black women when there were not any representation of black female superheroes at the time.
Exactly.
So I get it.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Very good choice.
Wow.
Very good choice.
So last question I have to ask, what are your hopes for this documentary during Black History Month?
Yeah, so, my hopes really are that this story inspires people. You know, we made it available for everyone. You can find it at xfinity.com/discover more. So whether you're a customer or not, you'll be able to, hear these beautiful stories and hopefully be inspired by them.
You will be inspired. Definitely check it out. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll have plenty more Rise 360 tomorrow. So check back with us then. Thanks for watching.
It's all over.
Bye-bye. For now.